Welcome back to the channel, everybody. In today's video, we're going to be comparing a lion versus a rat. Is Gnishak Verminlord going to be the new arena nuking king? Now, I've been hearing some rumblings in the community, some comments being left that Gnishak can hit harder than Trunda. However, Trunda's not super meta now compared to before. She used to be the top nuker period, but now we have a lot more better nukers. We have the Nutcracker, we have Baron, we have potentially Hefrak. But today, I'm going to be comparing Gnishak to Leorius, because Leorius is also an amazing arena nuker. I have him, and I think it's going to be a pretty fair comparison, and I don't have Trunda. So today, we're going to be taking a look at Leorius the Proud versus Gnishak Verminlord. So the brand new arena fusion, or sorry, not the brand new arena fusion, well, maybe arena fusion. I guess we're going to determine that after today's video. But if you've watched some of my champ versus champ videos before, you guys know how this is going to go down. But if you haven't, let me go ahead and give you the breakdown. So what we're going to do is we're going to be comparing Gnishak to Leorius. How we're going to do this is we're going to completely strip Gnishak and use Leorius's gear. After doing some damage showcases of Leorius, we're going to switch his gear onto Gnishak. We're going to use the exact same gear on both champions, the exact same conditions as much as I can control that, and test which champion does the most damage. So the masteries are going to be just the crit rate and crit damage one, nothing else. We want as few variables as possible. And with that said, I'm going to be spending about 300 gems, once to reset my masteries, and then again to reset my masteries again, so I can show you guys hopefully a solo build with Gnishak, 100% consistent, in Ice Golem as well as Dragon. So I'll be using 300 gems for my content creator perks to make content. That is crazy. With that said, drop a like on the video if you enjoy these, subscribe to the channel, and let's go ahead and get into this. So Leorius the Proud. First things first, we'll compare their base stats: 18,000 HP, 1400 attack, crit rate, crit damage, 15% and 63%. Let's check out Gnishak. So Gnishak, 17,000 HP, so a little bit lower than Leorius, I believe. 1365 attack. This is where we're going to see some differences, if any differences in damage would happen, but it's not that significant in attack. Crit rate, crit damage, the other damage dealing stats, 15% and 63%. Let's check out Gnishak, which is 15% and 50%. So Leorius is going to have a little bit extra crit damage with 13%, and then he's also going to have a little bit more base attack, which is where all of those attack percentage stats are going to be building off of, is his base attack. So let's go ahead and check out what Leorius has with his gear so far. He's going to be rocking, let's see, 4,400 attack, 237 crit damage. They are both a Skinwalker and then Skinwalker, yeah. So the Faction Guardian benefits are going to benefit them both equally. Let's go ahead and jump into some area of the game. We're going to do Dragon Stage with Void Affinity, just so we don't have any affinity differences happening here. Let's go ahead and put in a Arbiter alongside Leorius. We only want Arbiter to go ahead and give him the increased attack. Both of the champions are going to have increased attack. I'm going to do 2 runs with Leorius, because if you know Leorius, and if you have him, you'll know that if you use him as a nuker alone and he's not taking any damage, he's not really amazing. He's a really good champion still, but his real potential shines and shows when he's taken 99% of his HP in damage, because then his damage begins to be boosted. So I'm going to showcase that as much as I can, but to do that, I'm going to do 2 tests. The first test is going to be off of his hardest hitting ability, this A2 ability. If we come over here to the Hell Hades website, you can see that Leorius' A2 ability has a 2 multiplier. So it attacks 2 times, 2 multiplier, which is pretty good. Let's go ahead and see what this hits for. Boom, here we go. We're going to go ahead and back out of this match. Once all the damage calculates through, boom, in the battle. We had the increased attack, right? I hope so. Let's go ahead and make sure we had the increased attack. 130,000. I'll go ahead and drop this on a notepad real quick. So Leo, 130k on the first one. Let's go ahead and make sure it's right. We'll only do it twice. Increased turn meter, because I feel like some reason I messed that up and I didn't actually boost his attack. Let's make sure everything's good here. Go ahead and back out. 134. Okay, so 130k once again. Now let's see one more time what we're gonna do if we actually let some enemies attack us. So hopefully we can get a few hits on Leo, actually get some damage down. So we're gonna reduce 24,000 damage from his total damage, because he did 2 hits on that A1 just now. Hopefully we start getting some damage put onto him, so we can kind of see what it's gonna be like if he was at 99% HP missing. Perfect. That is 99% HP missing. Now let's see what he does. So Leo at max potential with no decreased defense. He does have a weaken on that target right there. So be mindful about that. But boom, 30,000 on each person, more or less. Let's go ahead and back out of this. And we have 298,000 damage. So 298,000, we're going to go ahead and subtract 24,000 from that. 298 minus 24 is going to be 274,000 damage. About. It's going to be a little bit skewed because of that weaken, but that's going to give you a little bit of an idea. So we have Leo bringing in 130,000 and then 274,000. Now I'm going to go ahead and be honest. This is a complete blind look at Gnishak versus Leorius. So Gnishak may completely blow my mind or may be a complete disappointment. But I wanted to check this because I'd seen, like I said, I'd seen some talk that he could be an amazing arena nuker. So we're going to go ahead and swap his gear from Leorius over to Gnishak using the exact same stuff. Just as a refresher, Leorius stats currently sitting at 4423 and then 237 as far as crit damage. Technically, since these are both skinwalkers, we could have put accessories on them, which may have made a little bit bigger of a difference between their attacks, since their base attack does have a slight difference. But typically I don't put accessories on there because you may have amazing accessories for dark elves, but then terrible accessories for, say, skinwalkers. So not really a big deal. It's going to be very, very similar results, hopefully. Let's go ahead and swap over the gear. So we have some Instinct boots, which I'm honestly a very big fan of the Instinct set. But either way, I like it. I like it a lot. We have Swift Parry on them, so no defense ignoring. Obviously, with Swift Parry, we'd have a lot more defense ignore. But after I do this test, I really want to take Gnishak into the arena. It's not a very fair test to use a comparison in the arena because Leo's Void. So he's going to be good against all affinities. Whereas Gnishak is Force, so against, Spirit Affinity Champions, he's not going to be good. Against Magic Affinities, he's going to be amazing. So it's a little bit skewed results if I was to take him into the arena and start testing it out like that. So I am going to keep that in mind. Now we're going to go ahead and put on this Avenging gear from Leo. Boom. So we're going to go ahead and back out of this. 4,200 attack. We got to go ahead and reset everything. So 150 gems once used. And I'm making sure I'm recording the video. That'd be pretty unfortunate if I wasn't. So now we're sitting at 4,297 attack, as well as 224% crit damage. So now let's see what's going to happen with Gnishak Verminlord versus Dragon Stage 23, the same stage we just did Leorius testing in. Let's see if Gnishak can do more damage. Now there's one tricky thing that Gnishak has to his advantage. That's that he has two single target abilities, or two AoE abilities that hit pretty hard. But he has the ability to get an extra turn from this A3. So this A3 ability, let's check this out for a second, okay? Because this is where all the magic is going to happen. Attacks all enemies, 75% chance of placing 2 bomb debuffs. I don't care about the bombs. He is not being built with accuracy whatsoever. If you land a bomb, it's amazing, but I don't care about him right now. And then grants 2 extra turns. There's no condition. It's not if you place bombs, you get an extra turn. It's just gets an extra turn. So there should be no situation where he ever misses the extra turn unless they're just all dead, right? So the first hit from this A3 ability is going to be for 20,000 damage. The second hit from his A2, because you're going to go with the A3 first, and then you're going to go into the A2. We did land some bombs, but I don't really care about that. Then his A2, boom, does all that kind of stuff. And he has bombs out there. He has a lot of bombs landed. So back out of this, and he did 238,000 damage. So 238k from Gnishak Verminlord. Now let's go ahead and compare these two champions' damage. So Leorius, with full HP, did 130,000 damage from that A2 ability. With 1% HP, he did 274,000 damage from that A2 ability. Whereas Gnishak did 238,000 damage and had no conditions to be met. I mean, he's going to do that damage whether at 100% HP or at 1% HP. Now, if you come over here to this difference calculator website, you're going to see a lot of ads, but you're most importantly going to see a 13% damage decrease from Leorius to Gnishak, which means that Gnishak is going to do 13% less damage, at least on our Dragon Stage 23 testing, than a 1% HP Leorius, which, as you may know, if you've gone against a 1% HP Leorius in the arena, he absolutely wrecks. But you have Gnishak, who's only doing 13% less damage than a Leorius at his absolute maximum capacity. Now, this may change as you start working in other debuffs, as you get the masteries fully done. It may separate the gap more as far as the numbers, but the percentages should stay very much the same, honestly. So at least in this comparison between Leo and Gnishak, Gnishak is more than holding his own. He's actually kind of blowing my mind, to be honest. This is very impressive damage from a champion who was a free fusion. Now let's go ahead and look at his multipliers, okay? So this is where it's kind of amazing. And I mean, we're not even counting the bombs, which the bombs are just going to add up that much more damage. But Gnishak's A3 ability has a 4.5 multiplier, a 5 multiplier for the bombs, but crit rate, crit damage doesn't change any of that. And then his A2 ability has a 4.6 multiplier. So you have a champion who has a 4.5 multiplier on his A3 that goes into a 4.6 multiplier on his A2. Now to compare this to a champion who you guys all know and love, Trunda, let's see what Trunda has on her A2 and A3 ability. So Trunda has a double hit, I think, on her A3. So that'd be kind of comparable to Gnishak's situation that he has going on here. So Trunda and her double hit ability attacks all enemies, places an extra hit on enemies not under stun. That's a 3 multiplier. Now you do have to remember that Trunda has amazing base attack. So 1600 base attack. So her overall damage may be very similar to Gnishak's because of that base attack. Since Gnishak has what, 13 something. So their damage may be pretty close, but because of that very high multiplier on Gnishak's A3 and A2 ability, I think it definitely makes up for the lack of a base attack on Gnishak. Now let's compare it to a champion like Hefrak just real quick, because Hefrak's also a very good arena nuker. Now, the situation with Gnishak is that if you don't reduce him to 50% HP with the first hit, then he's not going to do that second hit. So it's something to be mindful of. But either way, let's go ahead and see what he does. A 3.6 multiplier. So he's very good. Hefrak's going to hit super, super hard, especially if he's getting that double hit. 3.6, which is higher than Trunda, right? Trunda was a 3, I think. I got a bad memory, apparently. Trunda was a 3. So Hefrak is going to hit harder, especially since it has that double hit, 3.6, and he's very close to base attack to Trunda. But, guys, if you're looking for an arena nuker, and you have Gnishak, you bait him for the fusion, honestly, if you're not using him as a bomb champion in these other areas, don't be scared to just strip him of his accuracy and try him out as just a strict damage dealer. Honestly, I'm very impressed by just that short test on what kind of damage you can do. But you know, it's not really going to be a champion showcase, which it kind of is the point of this video, unless you throw him into the arena and test it out against some slightly more serious teams, okay? So we're going to throw on some decent banner. We're going to throw on a necklace with crit damage. Just out of curiosity's sake, we'll do Dragon again just to see what kind of damage you can do. One more time, you know, Swift Parry gear. Maybe not the best for what he is in. There we go, 5,700 attack. Let's go ahead and see what we have going on in Dragon. One more time, Dragon Stage 23, Arbiter plus Gnishak. Let's see what kind of damage he can do when he's actually built to a reasonable standard. He still doesn't have any masteries whatsoever, but I say he's looking okay. So there we go, hit number 1, hit number 2, no weaken out there. Go ahead and back out of this match. And we did 355,000 damage with no decreased defense, no weaken, nothing. Just increased attack. Let's see what kind of work you can do in the arena now. So remember, we don't have any masteries on this guy. Well, let's go ahead and fix that, okay? I'll just run some quick masteries. We're just going to go down this side. I mean, I'm going to change them anyways because I got to do another video on this guy very soon as it is. So we'll just run some quick ones, and then we'll do a basic team with, say, Arbiter Kymar, Lady Kimmy, and Gnishak. There we go. Perfect. Easy peasy. Perfect. Nah, this is going to be terrible because that Foley's going to just wreck me. Dang it. So, yeah. Oh, no. Foley's actually magic affinity, so he may not actually kill my Gnishak. Possibly, but maybe not. Let's go ahead and see. Put it right to sleep. Foley doesn't want that sleep action happening. Maybe reduce his turn meter. Nope, not quite. Gnishak comes in with that A3. Probably just kills everybody. Oh, doesn't kill everybody. But it's pretty close, right? No decreased defense, nothing like that. Comes in with that A2 ability, and boom. Even with the decreased attack from Krisk, still wiped out the entire team, doing 195,000 damage. Let's try against a team that is going to be maybe a little bit higher up. Try against this team right here. Not very tanky, but hey, this is what we have to work with right now. It's gold 5, kind of on the lower end. Let's see what happens. Maybe we should throw in some decreased defense as well. So no decreased defense. Boom, 67,000 damage, 51 and 75. That's pretty impressive, especially if you're not an account that has the ability to have a ton of nuking champion options. This is a pretty solid option for a nuking champion. Let me go ahead and try this with, we'll do Arbiter, Kymar, and then maybe Madame Saris for some decreased defense action. Or actually, let's do Lydia. I got a feeling they're going to have Stone Skin gear, and it's probably not going to work for my favor. But let's go ahead and give it a shot real quick, because you know, I want to see what kind of damage he can really do. There we go. We have all Stone Skin. Maybe Kymar can clean that up. Absolutely he can't. All right, well, that was a fail. I guess don't really want to hit those super tanky teams right now when doing this test. These are squishy teams, though. With decreased defense and weaken, I honestly think we're just going to kill them in one shot. But maybe not. Let's see. Use the A2. Sylar took a turn. Ah, that's not great. But I guess weak hit on Gnishak. Maybe that's why he didn't get stunned. I hope. Let's go ahead and see. A3. Boom. 100. Oh, man, that's some nasty damage. 144,000 damage per champion. And if that doesn't kill him, he's coming back around next turn for some even more damage. And if that didn't kill him, the bomb that pops on him the next turn very well may kill him. Speaking of bombs, I guess he does place a bomb and can place it through the Stone Skin. So this team right here, if I ran the Lady Kimmy, this may actually work fine. Granted, he doesn't have very much accuracy. He's sitting at currently 136. So yeah, probably not placing it on anybody here. Let's not even do that. Let's go for a team that maybe is a little bit more tanky, possibly. It's going to be very difficult to find super tanky teams down here, to be honest. This one maybe. That could be a fairly tanky team. We'll do Lady Kimmy once again. I like Lady Kimmy. I think Lady Kimmy's a solid champion. Obviously, Gnishak is going to hit hard, but he's going to hit crazy levels of hard with decreased defense and weaken. If he's killing people without decreased defense or weaken, then I think it's safe to say that he's going to have no issue killing people with decreased defense and weaken. Oh, dang. That's not bad at all. 34,000 on Siffy. That's not a huge number there. Fairly squishy team, maybe. I don't know. How long can I keep saying fairly squishy team? Let's try this one, okay? This is a more of a tanky team. They probably have some Stone Skin, which is probably going to be annoying. There we go, Stone Skin on the Mortu. Not a huge deal. We have hopefully some accuracy boost that can maybe... Okay, there we go. Stone Skin gone. We're going to boost her meter some more, okay? Place some bombs on people maybe. There we go. We got some bombs action happening. Decreases cooldown those bombs. Now Kandrafon's going to get a turn, but once he gets a turn, assuming that... Oh, there we go. Kandrafon's dead. The bombs finished him off for me. Amazing. So now we're probably just going to die from Mortu, I assume. Maybe not, though. Let's see. Boost some more turn meter. Okay. If we can get Gnishak to take a turn, then we're going to be good. Oh, well, he's dead. All right, there we go. He's back alive. It doesn't really matter if the Mortu kills him, because he will target Gnishak, of course. Spirit Affinity Champion. Oh, Swift Parry. I forgot I put him in... Wait, he's not even in Savage gear? Wow. I was thinking that he was in Savage. So he's in Swift Parry doing this crazy amount of damage. Okay, so if you're looking for a nuker and you're not an account with a ton of options, this dude right here is going to be a very solid option for you. I mean, compare him to Leo and Dragon. I'm not saying that he's going to be better than Leo, but as far as a damage dealer, damage versus damage, he is doing close to what Leo does. But as far as an arena champion, Leorius has a huge benefit of not being locked down by crowd control effects, by having Swift Parry built into him. Leorius has a completely different kit. So it's not saying that if you have Leo, you should be using Gnishak. By no means. But if you have Trunda and you're struggling against Force Affinity champions, then maybe Gnishak is an amazing option for you. Let's go ahead and see. I mean, he just killed Trunda right here, right? Hopefully. Okay, the bomb is going to pop, but she has poisons. I forgot. So if the bombs don't kill her from Swift Parry, then the poisons will get her the next turn. So something to keep in mind. I definitely think this guy has some potential to be a consistent nuker. You pulled him. You don't have a use for a bomb champion. Well, hey, you got a use for arena nuker. Put him in your 3v3 team. All kinds of different options. The other benefit is that he is Force Affinity. So since most nukers are magic, then he's going to be a very solid option, just like Kandrafon is. Granted, Kandrafon has other parts of his kit that make him an amazing option for defense. But like Kandrafon's Force Affinity, very good against the Magic Affinity nukers, Trunda, Hefrak, things like that, then Gnishak is going to be very similar. Albeit not as tanky, but still a good option to get weak hits from those enemy Magic Affinity nukers. So something to keep in mind. I wanted to share this with you guys because I thought it was pretty interesting. Or I was curious if it was even going to be interesting, because the multipliers online almost seemed unbelievably high, especially for how much love and hype this guy has for being a good solo run champion, a good bomb speed farming champion, that he could also be a really good arena nuker. But lo and behold, I'd say this guy's a pretty daggone good arena nuker. I mean, we're wiping people extra turn. Like, that's just crazy amounts of damage. I'm not actually paying attention to how hard he's hitting each one of those hits though. Let's see. We're gonna go against, let's go against a Hefrak. You know, why not, right? We're kind of comparing him to Hefrak, so let's go ahead and see. Maybe we can, nope, no block buffs, unfortunately. Put it right to sleep. We're gonna go ahead and, I guess, just boost turn meter again. Let's see, so his first hit hits everybody for 60,000. Oh my gosh, wait, why did he not? Oh, no swift parry. So we just killed him. Okay, 60,000 on that first hit on everybody, and then we have a weak hit right there. So against Duchesses, you're probably not going to want to bring this guy, right? Duchess, Mortu Macabre, Lysandra, 50,000 there. So the dude's hitting for a lot of damage. That is quite a bit of damage, especially with no decreased defense, no weaken, no savage, no cruel, nothing like that. Nothing of your typical nuking gear is on this champion. I mean, swift parry is a good set, right? More crit damage, good attack. It's a good set that I have him in. But if you put this dude in savage, he's going to be doing significantly more damage. So I think I've rambled on long enough. 26 minutes talking about Gnishak Verminlord. Let's hopefully, oh my goodness. All right, well, that's not going to work. We could throw in Ghostborn instead, maybe. Let's try that. Let's try to Ghostborn instead of Lydia, just to make sure we get in that decreased defense before they get a turn. I think this Ghostborn's good speed. I like Ghostborn. He's a good champion. 194 speed. Gnishak is sitting at 167. Perfect. And there we go. Sounds like my kiddos are about to fall through my ceiling. My goodness. The floor above me. They're not actually in the ceiling. But here we go. Cleansing. Placing the decreased defense on everybody. Hopefully. Okay, missed it on the Magic Affinity champions. What a surprise. But then we use the A3. He doesn't care about Magic Affinity champions because he's Force. So there we go. 20,000. So not super high damage, but guess what? Next turn we got a bomb. So Ghost Rider, green Ghost Rider over there. If you don't die to this, okay, well, you did die to that. But if you didn't, there'd be a bomb ready to pop next turn, right? Try this one here. They may actually cut in on me. Just depends. Let's see. I kind of hope to not strip the Trunda. Oh, wait. Locked out. Well, that's unfortunate. Block passives. Is that what it... So passive... What is his passive? Placing the poisons? This is actually really cool. So his passive is an ability that I really don't care about, to be honest. Oh, man. All right, so his passive places the poisons after the bomb pops, and I really don't care about that ability whatsoever. But the Arbiter kills me, so there we go. But hey, even on his own, he did pretty well. No, if he had Savage Gear, he without a doubt would have killed them. If they had decreased defense, he also would have 100% killed them without a doubt. Last match, guys, and we're going to call it there. 30 minutes talking about Gnishak, and yeah, I think you guys hopefully can get the point. He's a pretty solid nuker. Other champions who are better in certain situations are going to outweigh him, of course. Like, I'm still going to be using the Nutcracker. But if you don't have options like that, then hey, maybe Gnishak is a good option for you. Looks like this dude's trying to run the Sand Devils, but in the arena. So here we go. We're going to beat his Sand Devils team real quick. Walking Tomb Dring plus Godseeker and Neri. Gnishak just one-shots him, basically. There we go, 79,000 on Walking Tomb Dring. So guys, there you go. Hopefully that gives some light to Gnishak Verminlord as far as being an arena nuker. So you don't have to build him to do bombs whatsoever. You can just build him to do damage. Just build him to do a ton of damage. And if you want to get a little creative, throw 200 accuracy on him. So then he's placing bombs on those champions that maybe don't have very much resistance. Might not be the easiest thing to do, but even 200 accuracy, they have to run like 315 resistance to resist you consistently, which most people aren't running that on champions who they're not trying to build resistance on. So you're going to have your big damage going off. You're already building him for attack. So now you're just going to have your initial 2 big hits going off, decreasing the cooldown of those bombs. They get another turn, and then boom, you go from having 50,000 damage into 50,000 damage into maybe 30,000 damage from a bomb. That's crazy. That's a lot of damage. It's 130,000 damage just with some quick maths that your Gnishak Verminlord can be doing. This isn't even counting Savage Gear. So guys, hope you all enjoyed this video. Gnishak versus Leorius. There we go. There's the breakdown. And Leorius actually also had, I think, some extra attack maybe from, no, didn't have nothing. So just lightning orb, lightning cage. So nothing else mattered. But guys, hope you all enjoyed this video. Thank you all very much for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And I'll catch you all in the next video.